So I have been a little bit premature this morning. I have already opened my Fitbit Air, which I'm currently wearing, and realised I should probably sit down and do a video and just like first takes and initial impressions and those kind of things. So this is the upcoming Google Fitbit Air, which they have sent out for me to check out, and full review will be coming when I'm allowed to at later points. But initially, I'm just going to unbox this, which I've already done, but just so you can see the unboxing process. So you just pop off the outside box here. We then pull out, and that was where the band was in the initial kind of when I originally unboxed it. And then underneath that, you had the charging cable with a little charging puck, which I've already, again, unboxed and gotten out here as well. Now, so again, the initial impressions of this, it's really fascinating to me because this is a fitness tracker, which is $99 and has 0 subscription fees that are required to use the basic features, which, you know, when looking at something like a Whoop, you do obviously have subscription fees and the higher cost to buy it as well. So this, again, is where Google are really trying to target for trying to capture this market here. And I've worn a Whoop for probably over 1,000 days at this point. I think I've worn it for a very long time, many, many years. Now, in terms of the device itself, so if we just take this off here, you can see that the actual tracking device itself is very, very small here. It's this tiny little puck thing here, and you have all the sensors beneath it here. And when you slide this into the case, there is a little dot, which you probably can't see there, but there's a little dot here, and there's also a little dot on the actual little kind of sensor itself. You just line those two up, push it in, and that's how you mount these. You know, if you want to swap them between different bands, then that's how you just push them out and then pop it in. Just make sure the two dots line up. It's a very slim band, which means you can kind of pop it on wherever you need to, and it just does up with, it's like a Velcro finish on here, folds over the top, and then that nice and securely puts it onto your wrist. Now, they do make other bands here. There are other bands that are obviously more like water resistant or waterproof, different designs. Obviously, there's the, is it Stephen Curry? We're UK here, I don't really do basketball, but there is obviously a premium version for the Stephen Curry collab, I guess if you call it that. Now, in terms of what we've got here, so the Google Fitbit Air has a 7-day battery life. The Whoop goes more like 2 weeks on a battery, but again, this is a much smaller device. You get advanced health sensing on the Fitbit Air, so you've got regular rhythm, notifications, HRV, SpO2, exercise tracking, step counting, all that kind of good stuff, which we come to expect. And in terms of the initial setup, it's just a case of you just pop the charger on, get it paired up with the new Google Health app, which has now been changed from the old Fitbit apps. It's all kind of migrating to this new Google Health app, which we'll dive into in just a moment. And you get it paired up, you get it Bluetooth to your phone, and then once that's done, you can pull this off, pop it back on your wrist, and then get going with things. Now, in terms of the charging, it does differ to the Whoop because you have to take the device off. You plug in the charger underneath like this, and obviously plug it into your actual charger itself, and then leave that to charge for, I'm not sure off the top of my head, I think it was like 60 to 90 minutes or so to get a full charge. And that battery life will last you up to 7 days, it says. Now, again, on the Whoop side of things, you don't have to pull the device off to charge it. So I've been wearing the Whoop right here, as you can see, and I have the charger. This is like a wireless and waterproof charger. So you plug this device in to a USB-C charger, it charges the little puck up, and then you just slide the puck over the top of the Whoop, and that then charges your Whoop whilst you're wearing it. Now, Google don't currently have any other options in terms of wearing this. There's no like bicep bands. There's no other kind of fitting that allows you to like wear it within your clothes or your underwear or whatever it is. So maybe that'll come in future. We don't know. We'll find out and see how that develops. But the thing that has a lot of people interested in this device is the fact that it is a $99 product. So it's cheaper than Whoop and other fitness trackers, and with 0 subscription fees, unless you want to pay the extra. It does come with 3 months, is it Google Health Premium, they're calling it, and that is going to be $99 per year, or it's $9.99 per month. This is just because the briefing document I've got in front of me is in dollars. I'm assuming pounds will be the same, but in pounds, but that might be incorrect, so just double check on that. However, even at $99 a year, with the $99 device cost, this is still cheaper than a Whoop. So a lot of people are starting to look at this and wondering what you're really getting with a Whoop. And so that's why a lot of people have got a lot of interest in this product. Now, in terms of the app itself, again, this does sync over to the Google Health app. So if I can, with the magic of editing and cameras, here is the Google Health app. Now, I can't go in and compare this to Whoop and, compare sleep scores and scoring and all these kind of things and see how accurate it is. That's like something that will come in a full review later on. However, for now, I can just show you the app and see what it's capable of. So you get a really nice layout, to be fair. I actually prefer this on the Fitbit app, but you get a nice layout on the top here where you've got your, weekly cardio scores. It's still calibrating because I've only just started wearing it. You get your step counts. Readiness is currently calibrating still. And you've got sleep scores. Down here, you've got your activity showing. So if you've done any activity, it will log this and you'll be allowed to, tailor this and tell it what activities you've done so it gets a more accurate reading on you and your fitness kind of picture. You then have an Ask Coach feature down here. Now, I cannot remember from the briefing, but I believe this may be a US only feature. Again, don't get me wrong on this if it is incorrect, but this looks to be US only because currently when I go into this, it tells me that the coach feature isn't available. Now, that may mean because it's just not available, they haven't actually rolled that feature out yet, or it could just mean that I'm in the UK, so that's not available. We then have the fitness tab. So on the fitness tab, you have all sorts of kind of guided fitness workout routines here. So you've got your strength training, you've got cardio, yoga, all sorts of different things here. You can see, and this is pulling in data from, this is on the iPhone right now, so this is pulling in data from other sources. And you can then see that all logged down here as well. And it pulls in again, calories burned, your heart rate variability, your running distance. I don't really do any running, steps distance, floors as well. So lots of data within there. You've got the sleep tab up here and it will give you your sleep scoring and your sleep duration. And you can then again run this through like the coach if you wanted to kind of get it to help you sleep better and longer and better quality of sleep. And that's something to mention as well. So the Fitbit Air does have an alarm feature where it will actually vibrate. And so with the Fitbit Air, it will vibrate when the battery gets low. It will vibrate if you set the alarm to, so it can use that to wake you up at the right time in the morning. It also, I believe, if you tap it, I can't remember how many times you do it, but it will give you an LED on the side and that will light up. I think it's green if it's the battery above 20%. Amber if it's below 20%, and probably red if it's like close to zero, essentially, just to give you an idea on when you need to charge it. Back to the app, if we scroll down a little bit further, you get some key metrics. Again, your sleep metrics is good to see, and it will obviously get more accurate. Not more accurate over time, but the more data it gets, the more you'll have to work with. And then you've got your general health data. So you get your vital statistics, where it will work out which statistics are kind of what they should be generally day to day, before it then identifies if things are out of kilter. If you have a heavy night out or a late night or you drink, then it will obviously identify which vitals have then been knocked out from that. But otherwise, it has all your key metric data in here, your heart rate, your weight, heart rate variability, your resting heart rates, your breathing rates, your blood oxygen, and lots of other areas to track and focus on in here as well. Now, one of the very, very interesting features about the Google Fitbit Air is the fact that it can link, in the US only, again, I believe this is, it can link with your health data, so it can actually pull in your like medical records and data into the app, which is fascinating. You will also be able to upload blood test results, and it will, pull all your data out and put it into the app for you, which is something that I find really fascinating if you want to go and get, a private blood test, pull all your data out and just see what's actually areas you should be focusing on. That is very, very cool to see as well. And that is generally all of the app I can show you. Obviously, you've got your battery levels up here, and it tells you which devices you've got connected. Now, as far as I'm aware, so this does work on iOS and Android. My battery's just run out my camera, lovely. So this app does work, the Fitbit Air does work on iOS and Android. However, you cannot now wear a Google Pixel Watch with an iPhone. That's still something that doesn't work. You can use a Fitbit Air with an iPhone, and that's something that is really fascinating to me. I'm also very interested to see if this will, integrate with my health insurance and how that will work. Here in the UK, I have Vitality, and the more workouts I do, the more points I get, and the cheaper my health insurance gets. But generally speaking, I have to use a Pixel Watch or an Apple Watch or a Garmin watch or one of the main flagship watches. So I'm very, very keen to test this out and see how it works. But generally speaking, this looks to be a very, very good, very interesting product. There's obviously lots of differences, so I'd love to dive into that when I'm allowed to in a week or two's time, whenever it comes out for full launch. So if you want to know more, then do subscribe to the channel. Please go click the subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments and thoughts, like what do you want me to test out on the Fitbit Air? There's certain areas, certain fitness features. Let me know. I will make sure I cover all of that stuff off in the full review. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye-bye.